I'm sure many are aware by now what supposedly went down with Pee Wee Herman, but just like so many celebrities such as David Bowie, Michael Jackson, Prince, Robin Williams, and the list goes on, it's out of nowhere. And I always say it's for shock value. Make no mistake about it. Pee Wee Herman being part of the club, no different with this star on the Walk of Fame. Being a Hollywood so-called star, you got to sell out. You're not going to make it big unless you're one of them. And we're definitely going to get into the aspect of symbolism, as you see here. Pee Wee Herman with the one eye symbolism. And from this very famous Freemason Albert Mackey, going way back in time, no science is more ancient than that of symbolism. Of course, with Manly P. Hall, when the human race learns to read the language of symbolism, a great veil will fall from the eyes of men. And that definitely gets back to Pee Wee Herman, as you see here, with Marilyn Manson side by side. And make no mistake about it, they're both obviously in the same club. Take a look here at Marilyn Manson. And again, always with the symbolism. As he's looking one way, people are not looking at what's right in front of them. They always put the truth in plain sight with the Masonic ring with Marilyn Manson. When it comes to Pee Wee Herman, he's one of them as well. Like I showed with the one eye symbolism. Just like all the sellouts in Hollywood and the music industry, the one eye symbolism. This is paying homage to the one-eyed God. As it states here in Zechariah 11:17, his right eye shall be totally blinded. And this is the one-eyed Antichrist. This is what it's all about. And again, speaking through symbolism is what they're all about. Take a look here at Pee Wee's Playhouse, the TV show. And what do you see here? Let's get a little bit of a close-up. And again, the one-eye symbolism. And the name Pee Wee itself, just as you see here. And obviously you see the double E's here. And this gets back to, as I showed many times in the past with Crowley, where they teach to think backwards. They learn to write backwards, walk backwards, listen to phonographic records in reverse, speaking backwards. And obviously they still apply this practice today, just like they have done over the years. Just like Michael Jackson's backslide, obviously a form of walking backwards. And again, the whole concept of the dual 33s, just as you see here with the Grand Sovereign Commander, and just a little bit of a close-up. Again, when it comes to the 33s in plain sight, it reminds me, of course, of They Live in the billboards. And again, everything's in plain sight once you decipher it. Take a close look at the word sleep. And you flip it around. Of course, you're going to have your 33 in plain sight. Everything else, all these other letters look like gibberish, but the 33 stands out. So again, the whole practice of learning how to read backwards is huge. And just like with Pee Wee being a dual 33, as I already shown, take another look at the billboard itself. And what do you see? In this aspect right here, get a little bit of a close-up. And you see this one billboard that says stay asleep. Of course, you're going to have your double E's. And once again, sleep 8 hours. And by the way, you have your 3/8, or this is triple repetition. Just like when a witch casts a spell, they do it in threes. And again, the reverse aspect, saying things in reverse. And one thing about the 8s, you flip them around, they obviously stay the same. But again, the double E's become 33s. This aspect definitely gets into the star of the movie itself, Roddy Piper as John Nada, when he states here, way back in 2013, They Live is a documentary. The whole foundation of They Live, and make no mistake about it, they always give us the truth in plain sight. And these people are unfortunately no heroes, even though they do give us some truth. Now moving forward, more examples. Again, the billboard. When it comes to They Live. And this is reality, just like Roddy Piper stated. Again, They Live is a documentary. Take a look here at actual reality. Here in the UK, what do you see here? The same concept of the double E's. And let's get a little bit of a close-up here. You actually see the orange as well. orange being 33. In Pythagorean numerology, orange 33. But again, getting back to this image here with the dual double E's. And I find it interesting to have the mirror reflection here in the bricks in the back for Freemasonry, and all in plain sight with the 33 symbolism with these companies. And obviously also the pyramid symbolism. And with the triangle pyramid itself, the inner angle, of course, of a triangle is 60 degrees. So numerology, the zeros mean nothing. So you have your 666 in plain sight to go along with the 33s and the bricks of Freemasonry. Once again, getting back to Roddy Piper with this quote, with the signage, it's really unbelievable. Now, getting back on topic with Pee Wee Herman and Pee Wee's Playhouse specifically, take a look here during the intro of Pee Wee's Playhouse. What do you see here in plain sight? The one eye symbolism. Once again, a little bit of a close-up, and you see the spiral symbolism inside, and that's actually of that of a serpent, a snake, as you see here. And obviously the one eye symbolism, besides the bricks in the back for masonry, just tells you how important the one eye symbolism is to those that own and control Hollywood. Now take a look here, Pee Wee, during the TV show itself. What do you see him doing here? The yoga pose and the dual 666 hand sign on the chair named Cherry, and obviously the upside down cross, so-called peace sign. And one thing I found very interesting about Pee Wee's Playhouse, take a look here, and what do you see on the ground here? Besides the obvious sevens and what looks like these threes, some might look at it as, of course, a wheel or gear, but it definitely looks like the center of the flat earth with the arrows pointing south. You have the globe model. It's like the duality concept with the globe and flat earth in plain sight. And the bike scene here, once again, in the obvious 33 on the cash register itself. Take a look. When Pee Wee's bike goes missing, what do you see on the doors? Let's play this clip, very short clip here. As Pee Wee falls back and hits all the bikes, what do you see on the door itself? The two glass doors. Obviously, you see the MM, or you flip them sideways, and of course you get your 33. And make no mistake about it, this is by intent, just like this scene here with these three clowns holding Pee Wee's bike. You have the spiral symbolism here as well. But just take a look here, and what do you see? The three clowns in the black and white tiles on the floor itself. But again, you have the spiral symbolism as well when Pee Wee rides the bike. That's another aspect of hypnosis or symbolism when it comes to the serpent, one and the same. Just like the hypnotic symbol, it all comes down to suggestibility. And that's what this movie's all about. Tapping into the subconscious. The subconscious mind controls the conscious mind. Now take a look here at LaVey and Peter Gilmore. What do you see right above them in the doorway? The same exact hypnotic symbolism. And getting back to Pee Wee Herman in this one scene where he's riding the bike. And you clearly see within the spokes, there is the spiral symbolism in plain sight. And no doubt whatsoever, all the symbolisms I'm showing throughout this presentation is by intent. Make no mistake about it. 100%. This is what TV and movies are all about. It's all about programming and getting into the subconscious. And take a look at the time when this is all taking place with Pee Wee at the midnight hour, just like my previous video on Billy Idol. They love the concept of the midnight hour. And that gets in the scene with the devil himself, with Francis Buxton from the movie and Pee Wee's bike being incinerated. And Pee Wee's obviously not too happy about that. And also one aspect of the movie itself with Dee Snider of Twisted Sister. And for anybody that's seen this movie, you'll know what the lyrics are. Let's take a quick listen. I'm going to stop right there with Dee Snider on top of the Cadillac. And you get a little bit of a close-up here. And you get the same concept of the EE, or in reverse, the 33 in plain sight on the license plate. And with this scene with Pee Wee Herman locking up his bike, and you have Cartoon Cavalcade right behind him, And of course, the CC for 33 in plain sight. And right next door to the Cartoon Cavalcade, you had Mario's Magic Shop. Of course, with the MM for 33 with Mario's Magic. And you see Pee Wee Herman enter the shop. And as he greets Mario, the shop owner, what do you see here? The Masonic Fez. And understand the Masonic Fez, all about Freemasonry and the Shriners. It originated in Morocco in this city of Fez. And here's an example here of a Mason, very famous Freemason, in Buzz Aldrin wearing the Masonic Fez. And from the very beginning of the movie, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, you see Pee-wee getting out of bed, and you see the dark side of the moon with the astronauts. And as I move this forward, a lot of symbolism in plain sight. You're going to see multiple planets, of course the so-called ball Earth. And let's move this forward, take a close look at what you see here. As that moon rotates, it's like half a sphere. And Pee-wee's going to put on his slippers. Take a look here. The dark side of the moon with the astronauts on the other side. Find that interesting. As we move forward, of course, the dinosaurs. More programming in plain sight. And just more of the same with the ball Earth and planet symbolism. The dinosaurs. And let's keep moving forward here. And again, getting back to the moon here. We obviously only see one side of the moon. And obviously a lot going on here. And I should mention as well, right in plain sight is the upside down pentagram. And if people do not get symbolism after this video presentation, you're completely lost. It's very important, again, when it comes down to it. Like I showed in the very beginning of this video presentation from Freemason Albert Mackey, no science is more ancient than that of symbolism. And again, it's all in plain sight. And moving on to the aspect where Pee Wee Herman is in the kitchen, as you see Abe Lincoln. And to the far left, let's get a little bit of a close-up of the chevron symbolism. Definitely, they're all about symbolism, obviously. Just like you see here with all the chevrons. When it comes to Space Force, Roscosmos, India, and their so-called space agency, Star Trek. But the huge aspect of the chevron itself, it's a 33 in plain sight. This is why they use the chevron to code their so-called space agencies, which obviously they do not enter space. And they code it again with the 33 in plain sight. And that gets back to Pee-wee himself, as you see here, as I shown. And the 1991 news story from Sarasota, Florida in the movie theater. And definitely this is made for TV, a made for TV production to make people believe there's no syndicate in Hollywood. But definitely, as I shown, Pee-wee's part of the club. Make no mistake. And again, this serves two purposes. To deceive, distract, and definitely Pee Wee Herman was nothing more than a sellout.
Don't believe the papers, I don't believe the news, 'cause all that they serve you are opinionated views. Don't switch on my TV, 'cause all they do is lie. And I don't need no programming telling me what to buy. But I believe the truth will set you free. I believe the truth will set you free. Don't believe in aliens, I don't believe in war, or the reasons why they're for. Don't believe celebrities pretending to be what they ain't. Make poverty history, they say, posing as saints. But I believe the truth will set you free. I believe the truth will set you free. I believe the truth will set you free. justice system will give you what you deserve. It's all around pimping judges and Lucifer they serve. Don't believe banks are honest, it fleets you to the bone. When there's nothing left to get, they'll even take you home. But I believe the truth will set you free. I believe the truth will set you free. I believe the truth will set you